But Gautam, now let's talk about financials, because that is the space to be as per you, and everybody is talking about the financial space and finding value. Firstly, if you can help us with a range for Bank Nifty on the index front, what are you focusing on and what are you anticipating on that front? And also, Gautam, when we see the components of Bank Nifty, there are very divergent moves there. Some of these major laggards like Bandhan Bank and IndusInd Bank, what is your view on that? Maybe is this a time to look out for some of those underperformers, or rather stick with some of those heavyweights and value pockets like HDFC Bank, or rather go with some of those PSU names like SBI and Bank of Baroda companies which haven't done well for themselves, have been consolidating in a range, but now is the time to look out for some of these companies. What's your view on the financials in, within the component and the basket of Nifty Bank? Where will you place your bets?
See, I don't think you can talk about financial services as a basket on an overall basis. I think that's very clear. Ask somebody who is committed into IndusInd Bank or an RBL Bank or a Bandhan, or for that matter, even a Kotak in the last couple of years, there has been gross underperformance. Whereas somebody who has been committed only into an SDFC, ICICI and SBI would not have felt the correction of the last 5 months. And that's my focus area. I want to stick to the big boys. I want to stick to quality. I want to stick to relative strength. And I'm still not tempted to buy any of the underperformers despite the fall of about 20 to 40%. I think I'm very comfortable with SDFC, ICICI and SBI. And I think these three stocks can deliver upwards of 20% over the next 12 to 15 months. They've handled the market weakness really well. Any market stability from here, possibly April onwards, I think they will be the star performer. And SBI, I think at current levels of 700, 720 has been my long-time favorite. I do see that stock, inching towards a level of 1,000 if you have to take a 12 to 18 months view.
That's quite interesting. Other than that, Gautam, what do you feel about a Bajaj Finance, a Chola, a Shriram? Because, much like the consensus playing out in banks, people are pretty bullish on NBFCs too.
Yeah, I think I've been super bullish on NBFC for the last 4 to 5 months. In our big picture report, we specifically highlighted the custom index of the NBFC space. We like the entire basket. In fact, Bajaj Finance has been on our radar for a while now, and I do see them doing, very, very good things over the next 12 to 18 months. So within financial services, the top pocket that we like is NBFCs. I think the valuations are very comfortable there. The visibility of earnings is there, and the charts have beautifully set up in the last couple of months. So the entire NBFC space, Bajaj Finance, Finserv, Shriram Finance, Chola, Sundaram, M&M, L&T Finance, all have very good charts, and it's looking like a new mega trend for the next 12 to 18 months.
Right, but Gautam, power as a space, that is looking interesting indeed, though on the fundamental side, we have been talking about the rise in the power demand and how some of these companies are now gearing up, and even the prices are seen to be stable at this point. But technically, what is your take within the power space? Which are the stocks that you are liking at this point in time?
Just because stock markets have corrected so much and everybody seems to be very pessimistic, it doesn't mean that the India story has gone away. I do believe that the structural India story is very much intact. We might have patches of underperformance. We could even have a bear market for a year, but that doesn't change the overall structure of our bull market. We've had a great rally in the last 2.5 years. If you have to digest that for about 6 to 8 months, you can't say that India has gone off track. Keeping the India structural story intact, I think power, infra, and real estate are three pockets which I think will do exceedingly well. And these are themes that are here to stay. And after this recent correction, we do like the top 3 power stocks. I think they're going to outperform, and this is a great opportunity to buy into them. Similarly, I think the infra story is not going away. I think we've had great news flow in the last few months from the government side. So I believe infra will also pick up from a top stock perspective. And real estate is a mega story. We've had multi-bagger returns in that space, some correction in the last 5 months, but I think all the 4-5 top stocks are now ready for the next wave on the upside.
Specifically within the power space, Gautam, any of your top bets or top stock ideas at this point in time, if you can share it with us?
Well, more than stocks, I just want to talk about one space which I think can be a headwind for our market, and that's the US indices. I think there is definitely a problem the way US market markets have corrected in the last 1.5 months, they could have topped out for the time being, and there is room for another 5-7% downside for the US markets. If that were to happen, Indian markets are not going to run away, and that's probably the reason it's going to be in a range, whereas the broader markets, the mid caps and small caps, will offer a lot of value. I'm not looking at too many things. I want to have a very concentrated portfolio and recommendation right now, and the 5 themes which I mentioned earlier still seems very solid. And just to add, gold and silver, I've been super bullish for a couple of years now. I think it's going to do much better things, so your viewers need to stay invested there.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.